Hi everyone. The last video I had talked about my pendulum. So this video I decided to talk about my book. Because I know you all see I have different links to my book itself. It's on lulu.com for one. Hold on. Someone's trying to message me. It's on lulu.com and this is what the book look like, and it's called Affairs of the Heart. It's only a few poems in here, and this is the first book. I also have another book that I am ready to get out soon. It'll probably be out in January. This one came out in August. It's a book of poetry. I had like a whole lot of poems, like over 200 poems, in a huge notebook. Like some of them I had to take out. Some of them was young, and I was like, I'm not going to use some of those. And some of them are my transitioning phases, things that I've thought about, things that I've gone through over since middle school to now, and I am 31 years old. So it's a whole lot in there. My first poetry book actually got stolen, which I'm appalled by that. But it's a life lesson learned. Again, I have been going in this phase now where I just need to get out there. I need to share my thoughts, share my feelings, share how I see things, my insight on life. And I want people to see me, get a better idea of who I am, where I come from, my backdrop, all that. Got any questions? You want to know anything? Honey, I'm here, child. Okay, sure. I have this tiger's eye pendant. It represents being the boss of yourself, getting over doubt, getting over fears, hitting things on head on. This is I don't like to put myself out in the forefront because I fear how people view me. I've got to the point now where what difference does it make how you view me? Because at the end of the day, I'm going to be me. I'm an individual. Just like you are the individual that you are. That's your prerogative, just as mine is mine, but we're all one in the same energy, same entity. That's who we are as gods. And because we are that as gods, we should be able to relate without the negativity. So with the negativity, that's just people in different vibrations. There's different vibrations for different folks. I can't get mad at you. You can't get mad at me. You can. But, that's just because we're on different vibrations and frequencies. So with that being said and with that being known, I've come into a whole lot more acknowledgement of myself, and it's making me grow up. Over the time I have been learning, from my tarot readings, from my dreams, I've been learning that I need to deal with my inner self, my inner child. The inner child in me is scared of everything. But on my face, I'm like, I got this, guys. I'm built for this. But the inner side of me, or the inner child of me, just wants to be cooped up in a house. Let's just stay here. I don't want to travel nowhere. I ain't. But the adult in me, or the maturity in me, that higher self in me, knows that there's so much out there in the world that things need to be done. I got to make changes, make moves. You can't stay in one place. That complacency ain't safe. It just brings you down even more. If you got visions, do them. If you have, business plans, we have to be creative. We got to keep it moving. People got to see who we are, and we have to get things done. So, I rock my quartz and I rock my tiger's eye because, it helps me. It keeps me grounded. So I wanted to read one of my poems from my book. If I trip over some words, excuse me, because I might be nervous. So I'm going to read one of my poems out of them. This one is called A Little Insight. Here's a little insight on what I have to say. Here's a little insight on how my brain waves play. My name is Amber McLeod, the Queen of Royal Nectar. To be called up my name is disrespect and an awful, unforgivable gesture. I see you watching me closely and mulling it over in your mind. I see you mumbling amongst yourselves. Your thoughts of me are so unkind. I see the unsteady gesture that lingers within your heart. The vibes you tend to send my way are driving us apart. I see more than you may believe, and yet I'm sure you don't see the true me in my identity. You don't see my thoughts of you and me. You don't see my thoughts on society. You don't see my issues or my anger-provoking ways. You don't see the foolish pride that I hide on the inside. At times, it's difficult to express and channel my energies, to explain, sit back, and break it down for another, to decipher and explore my mind, knowledge, and true identity. I do feel you love me, but still I question. I do hear your words, but actions are my only recommendation. I question if you'll be there for me, but time is evolution. For evolution, I need time. If your love is not authentic, then my time and growth must precede and surpass the hour that you seek. If you plan to backtrack or hinder my reality, just a little bit more insight, you're rejecting what's destined to be. Here's a little insight on what I have to say, and here's a little insight on how my brain waves play. My instincts, my power, my unruly truth, my psychotic oral being, my unwavering desires spent in my youth. My personality and demeanor many try to sway, but my expectations and goals were sent from above, so they can't be fucked with in any way. Whether it be state of mind or mental dysfunction from turmoil with stability and unequal supremacy, my visions of depicted matter in our dawn of time are so complicated that a mind twice past supernatural couldn't dominate and recreate it. I have traveled at great lengths from once where I first developed from. My name is Amber McLeod, the Queen and Royal Nectar. To be disrespected or unequally resurrected as anything of lower caliber is an insult to my spirituality, to my image, and does not comply with my factor. Just a little insight, a helping hand for you to understand. Just a little insight so you won't drown yourself, so you need to comprehend. Just a little insight and maybe you'll get a glimpse of what I see. Just a little insight about the deeper part of me. That way you won't get upset if I walk out and leave. This is your insight, your warning. Caution light, then proceed. Now you have some insight on what I had to say. Now you have some insight on how my brain waves play. Now take all that you've learned and carry on as you may. So that is my poem on a little insight. I hope you guys liked it. I do have a whole lot more poems in here, whether it be my loves or past relationships that I've gone through, loss of family members in my life. I have poems on just simple things of what I thought about gossip or love or how people deal with certain things and how you have to make the best out of whatever you come across. Just like I have a poem called Disappointment, but I had to make the best out of that to change it, be optimistic. That's the only thing that's going to keep us pushing forward no matter how low we feel. So with that being said, I hope that you enjoyed my little work of, oral lecture today in my poem. I guess I am going to do a little bit more meditating. If anybody would like me to do a tarot reading, because I am definitely good at my tarots. If anybody would like me to do a tarot reading for them, you can inbox me. I do a 1-card free reading to, so you can get a feel of how I do things, how I share the information. Sometimes I have 2 sets of cards. So sometimes I like to use them both. It depends on how the energy is swaying and what needs to be said. But I do my 1-card reading for free, and I do take donations, and the more time I spend with the individual, that's when the prices come in. So, yeah. Feel free to leave a comment, reshare the post if anything jumped out at you that you would like to talk about, or any discussion or any question that you want me to hit on the topic about. By all means, honey, I will be glad to chit-chat, conversate, and debate. It's all a part of learning and growth. So I'm here for you. Vice versa. Much love, everyone.